The most dangerous cults rarely begin with violence. They begin with trust, belonging, a simple promise that someone finally understands you. Tonight, we're descending through 5 groups that all existed. Some you already know. Others, almost no one does. But each one starts more ordinary than the last ended. And by the bottom of this iceberg, the stories stop being just history. They start being warnings. Level 1. The People's Temple. It began with a promise of equality. A congregation built on racial unity and social justice, led by a charismatic preacher named Jim Jones. By the mid-1970s, Jones had moved hundreds of followers to a remote settlement in Guyana, Jonestown. Cut off from outside contact, isolated in dense jungle, the community answered only to him. In November 1978, U.S. Congressman Leo Ryan flew in to investigate reports of abuse. As his delegation tried to leave, gunmen opened fire at the airstrip, killing Ryan and 4 others. Back at the compound, Jones gathered his followers one final time. Over 900 people died that night, most from a poisoned drink, many of them children. The world remembers the poison. Few remember how ordinary it all looked. Right until the end. Level 2. Heaven's Gate. Marshall Applewhite believed in something just beyond human understanding. A next level of existence, reachable only by shedding the human body entirely. His followers believed him. They lived communally, dressed identically, and waited for a sign. In 1997, that sign arrived, the Hale-Bopp Comet. Applewhite convinced 38 followers that a spacecraft was trailing behind it, waiting to carry them onward. In a coordinated act over several days, all 39 members, Applewhite included, ended their lives, dressed in matching black clothing and armbands, reading, "Heaven's Gate Away Team." The website they built to spread their beliefs is, remarkably, still online today, maintained, by some accounts, by former members who left before the end. The website never disappeared, as though someone was still waiting for the next group to arrive. Level 3. The Order of the Solar Temple. Here, the story turns darker. Founded in the 1980s, blending Christian mysticism, secrecy, and apocalyptic prophecy, the Order of the Solar Temple built a following across Switzerland, France, and Canada, many of them educated, financially comfortable, difficult to dismiss as fringe. Beginning in 1994, members died in a series of coordinated fires and shootings across multiple countries, in waves that continued over the following years. In total, over 70 people lost their lives, among them, children. Investigators examining the scenes made an unsettling discovery. Some doors had been locked from the outside, which raised one terrifying possibility. Not everyone chose to die. Level 4. The Anthill Kids. This is where the iceberg turns genuinely disturbing. Roch Thériault founded his group in rural Quebec in the 1970s, isolating followers from the outside world and demanding absolute obedience. Over the following 2 decades, that control escalated into abuse disguised as religious discipline, including crude, unlicensed medical procedures performed on members, several of which proved fatal. We won't describe the details further than that. What matters is this. By the time authorities finally intervened in the late 1980s and 90s, survivors described a fear of Thériault so complete that leaving felt more dangerous than staying. By the time police arrived, his followers feared him more than they feared death itself. Level 5. The Order of the 9 Angles. Our final case is the most recent and the most contested. The Order of the Nine Angles emerged in the UK in the 1970s as an obscure, secretive ideology, one that researchers and journalists have since linked to online radicalization and, in several documented cases, to individuals later connected with extremist violence. Very little about the group is independently verified. Its size, structure, and even its true origins remain disputed among researchers. Some treat it as a loose network of ideas more than a formal organization at all. Investigators in multiple countries continue to examine its connections to real-world harm, and much of what's publicly claimed about it should be treated with real caution. What is clear is only this: it built its following not through compounds or communes, but largely online. The most disturbing cults don't always build compounds. Sometimes they build followers, one screen at a time. Level 6. The Children of God. By the late 1960s, a movement called the Children of God spread rapidly across the United States. Its founder, David Berg, preached that society was collapsing and only his followers would survive the coming end times. Families left their homes. Communes appeared across dozens of countries. To outsiders, the group seemed peaceful. Inside, former members described psychological manipulation, extreme control, and widespread abuse. Over the years, investigations uncovered disturbing accounts from people who had grown up inside the movement. The organization changed its name several times, trying to distance itself from its past. But changing a name doesn't erase the people who lived through it. Some escaped. Others never truly did. Level 7. Aum Shinrikyo. Our final descent takes us to Japan. In 1984, Shoko Asahara founded a movement blending religion, apocalyptic prophecy, and conspiracy theories. He promised enlightenment. Then he promised survival. Believing the world was approaching its final war, his followers secretly built laboratories and manufactured chemical weapons. On March 20th, 1995, members released sarin nerve gas across Tokyo's subway system. The attack killed innocent commuters and injured thousands more. Police raids uncovered hidden facilities, chemical stockpiles, and years of secret planning. The cult that claimed to save humanity became one of the deadliest extremist groups in modern history. The leader was imprisoned. The organization was dismantled. But it never disappeared completely. It simply changed and kept looking for someone new to believe. Every group on this list began the same way. Ordinary people looking for purpose, certainty, or belonging. None of them started by asking people to die. They started by asking people to believe. And sometimes, that's the most dangerous step of all.